All right, the next game is the Jets at the Patriots. This line opened up Patriots -3. It went to 3.5, and now it's back down to 3. So who do you like here?
So I like the Jets. I've picked wrong on the Jets, I think 4 consecutive times, which is pretty impressive. But my reasoning for it is you just have to look at the New England offense. It has been terrible. They have no receiving weapons. Their best running back is hurt and is probably not going to play in this game. I can't imagine that they would activate Damian Harris at this point. If they do, then I just don't understand why they would do that. Sony Michel has looked good at times running the ball, but the Jets have actually been very, very good against the run in recent weeks. They completely bottled up Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt last week, except for a couple touchdowns. I know that sounds bad, but like yardage-wise, they did practically nothing. And I know they were down some offensive linemen, but the Patriots are down their top 2 tackles. They've been without Marcus Cannon all year, and then Isaiah Wynn's been out in recent weeks. So the Jets might be able to collapse in on the edges and slow the run game. And then you just look at the quarterback position. You're either going to have Cam Newton start again. He's been terrible in recent weeks. Or they're going to put Jarrett Stidham in the game, who I am very well spoken about how much I don't believe that he's going to ever be a franchise quarterback. And he came in late against the Bills. And, granted, he's working with nothing. So is Cam Newton because they don't have any receiving weapons. But he didn't look very good. And at one point, he almost threw a pass into the ground backwards, trying to throw it away. It got tipped, I think, by a lineman. But it looked like he almost threw it backwards. So the pocket presence is still a problem for him. I just think that the Jets are playing better on defense. They'll contain the Patriots offense and keep this close no matter what. This is probably a field goal game. So if we bet the +3, we're getting both sides of it. And I don't know. I just don't think the Patriots are going to be very motivated for this one. They're coming off an embarrassing loss on Monday Night Football, but at this point in the season, who cares? If they lose out, they're in better shape for the draft. And I think all these veterans are probably just screw it. I just want to get home and spend time with my family. I've had a good run here. I'm not going to complain about missing the playoffs once. And I think meanwhile, the Jets are hey, if we can win this, beat the Patriots, we'll have a 3-game win streak running into next year. So I'm going to be on the Jets for a couple units here. I just don't see any motivation for the Patriots, and I don't think they have the personnel on offense to do anything right now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I can't really see the Patriots trying hard. I mean, they have to be thinking about their tropical island vacations right now, getting out of the cold Foxborough weather, So I don't think they're going to try very hard. You see these veteran teams that have had success in the past, and then they have bad seasons, and they just quit at the end of the year. So, I think that's going to happen here. I think it's interesting, how much line value we're getting with the Patriots. The advanced spread on this game was Patriots -9, and now it's 3. So it's gone down 6 points through key numbers of 3, 6, and 7, and even a minor one of 4. But on the side, I kind of equated that to in the mid 80s, you'd have to spend $300 on a VCR. And now you can probably get one for $5 at a garage sale. Yeah, you're getting great value, but what are you going to do with a VCR? So getting great value, is sometimes not a good thing. And I think that's the case here. So I'm on the Jets here. I'm just not going to bet them because one thing that I remember, and I'm sure you remember this too, and everyone else. The last time Sam Darnold played against Bill Belichick, he claimed that he saw ghosts. And I don't know if I want to back a quarterback thinking that way. If Belichick is motivated at all to game plan in this game, I'm sure he'll be able to trick Darnold into some interceptions. I could totally see that happening, and the Patriots defense winning an ugly game 10-7 or something like that. But I think otherwise, and even then, that is still a push. So. Yeah, I think I'm still going to be on the Jets. I just can't see the Patriots scoring enough to cover the spread.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. And your point on Sam Darnold seeing ghosts, that is definitely a worry, but I also think that might motivate Darnold. In some weird way, he might be I got to show well. But then, again, he could be putting pressure on himself to do well, so that's not always a good thing. I just want to point something out about Cam Newton before we go that I found fascinating. If you just look at his stats throughout the year in each game, his total passing yards just declined throughout the year. And I think it pretty much shows that he is dealing with some sort of injury. I know we've hypothesized that on this podcast before, but around the time of the Broncos game when he hit his hand, he started performing badly. and he's never recovered since then. So I'm sure he's dealing with something. But it's been really crazy just to watch his play decline every single week, and he has no help. So, it's hard to evaluate what he has done this season, and I'll be interested to see what type of interest he gets on the open market. But, I hope he lands with a team that has at least some semblance of offensive weapons, and that their number one receiver isn't Jacoby Myers, who I love, but is not a number one guy.
No, definitely not. Doesn't he have an abdomen injury too? Like he's been on the injury report with that.
Abdomen, I think, and then he's had shoulder problems in the past, so all those things are connected, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a shame because he has played well when he's been healthy. Like earlier in the year, he went toe to toe with the Seahawks in week 2, and he won some other good games. He has played well this year. It just it's gotten worse and worse recently. Remember the first Bills game? Like he almost won. He fumbled at the 20-yard line, but he still had a good game. It's gotten a lot worse, and yeah, he's not healthy at all right now, and that's been his bugaboo throughout his career, unfortunately. All right, next.